expected that we'll have a puja here or we'll have any program of this kind. But I think something was left out of the whole program of such a fast one, as you know. I had to do going from London to Frankfurt to America to Bogota to be back, then Andorra and all these places. Still I thought now it's finished, and when I came here in London I learned that there was one puja was not done. It is left Vishuddhi. And that coincides with this Raksha Bandhan because it's the sister relationship and brother relationship. So in the history, if you go, Shri Krishna was born if the day his sister was born. And this Vishnumaya was transformed, I should say, into a lightning later on. But she was the one who announced the existence of Sri Krishna at that time, that he is born and he is living, he is in the present. This is the job of the left Vishuddhi, of the lightning. And you have seen that whenever I am going to any place or I will be giving a program or something, just before that, the lightning, the thunder, all this appears in the sky, you see, to show that announcement. So it is one of the things that is used for announcement. To make it more practical and understanding is that we use electricity now for our televisions, for our announcements, for telling people about messages of something of great importance. I don't know if they do it, might not be. In the same way, we should use our left Vishuddhi for the announcement of the coming of Adishakti. But on the contrary, people start using it as a pocket kept for our extra ego to be filled in. When we feel guilty, firstly we feel guilty when our sense of relationships are not all right. For example, we do not understand a sister and a brother, the relationship which is very pure and is above all kinds of contamination. But as you know, in the West, because maybe of drinking and doing all kinds of things which are against awareness, people have lost the value system, and in that they have also lost the system to understand what is a sister and what is a brother. So Vishnumaya is so important, extremely important, because of her announcement of an incarnation takes place. It's, you can say, in the cosmos, that is the television that announces. It works it out. But in our own being, Vishnumaya, it resides in the left Vishuddhi. And I find that Vishnumaya is the thing that suffers the most, especially in the West, because it's a fashion to feel guilty about everything. Normally, say when Vishnumaya herself announced that Sri Krishna is born and he is existing on this earth, if you see from a practical point of view, you might think it's a wrong thing she has done. Because to tell Kamsa that he exists and he resides, still existing, is giving him a danger. And one would have felt guilty later on, oh, why did I do it? If I had not told, he would not have known. But that's the right thing to be done, that's the job they have to do. So we have to see for ourselves that what makes us guilty for small, small things is our own ego reacting against us and wants us to reconcile with what mistakes we have committed. Like some people feel guilty because they have said something they should not have said, or maybe because they have done something which they should not have done normally. May not be on a Sahaja Yoga basis, maybe something else also, very frivolous, like somebody spills, say, coffee, they feel guilty. Or somebody puts the knife on the other side, on the left-hand side, then they feel guilty. I mean, such stupid things like that, which are regarded as norms in the society, and people start thinking that these norms are very, very important, as if they are something like a dharma, and you must maintain those norms. But these norms are man-made. Most of them are man-made. See, some of them are so stupid and so horrifying that I think in England I feel there are some which must be really completely squashed and finished, like shaking hands. It's a very bad thing, I think, is to do, to shake hands with everyone. Because God knows what kinds of hands people are having, what kinds of vibrations they have. Now, when my husband has his reception, sometimes I have to shake hands with 700 people coming in, and then 700 drunkards going out. So, this shaking of hands, I think, is a very, very bad habit. It's all right for Sahaja Yogis to shake hands, but for others, to shake anybody's hand is better to do namaste, though it might be some very simple Indian method. But I think the best way is to say namaste, because shaking hands can cause lots of problems to human beings. And now with all these diseases coming up and all that, I think one has to be very careful about shaking hands. Worse than that is in France, I find, is like when you meet someone you must kiss. You see. The worst habit, actually, horrible. But they do kiss you all the time. If you go there, I had very bad shocks to begin with. You see, anybody would just get you, kiss you here, kiss you there, and start looking at the person. Now with the fear of AIDS and all that, perhaps they might stop all that nonsense. But there is no need to do all that. It's not a very good way of wishing anyone. It doesn't show any respect in both the cases. When you shake hands also there is no respect, and even when you kiss somebody there is no respect. But if you say namaste means I bow to you, namaste. It's I bow to you. It's respect. And this is one thing we have to do, is to respect each other. But when we are not, then we feel guilty. And like that, you see, these all like thank you. If you have not said thank you to somebody, then we think we have done a big mistake. I mean, the amount of thank yous we do, get so much used to it that even if you see a statue, say thank you very much for your darshan. It goes on like that, you see, it's a bit too much. Too much thank you becomes a lip service or sorry. Nowadays, in our times, we used to say, I beg your pardon on the phone, but now people say, sorry, sorry, sorry. I mean, sorry for what? Just can't, that sorry goes into left issue. If you don't hear, it's none of your fault. Maybe the fault of the telephone, maybe the fault of another person. So, without understanding what is there to be sorry, just go on saying sorry, 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 feeling sorry for something is absolutely boring. And such a person can become extremely boring. Since morning till evening he is saying, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, I'm sorry for this, and all the time feeling sorry for everything, you feel sorry for that person. So one has to be in a joyful mood. And doesn't matter if somebody doesn't say sorry, it doesn't matter. But some people can take a very big objection if you don't say thank you to them. Very funny thing is that I have experienced in England once. I was going out and John was there, John was driving the car, and my daughter was coming out of the house, so he left the door open, and he just, as soon as she sat down, hardly took about 5-6 seconds, He closed the door and went round. But he didn't say thank you to the fellow who was standing behind. You see, they are supposed to be all very rich, cultured, educated people. So this fellow got out of his car and caught hold of his belt. And he wouldn't allow the car to move. When the car was moving, I couldn't understand what was happening. So I asked Johnny, stop the car, stop the car. I said, what's the matter? She didn't say thank you to me. This fellow would have been killed or something would have happened to him. It doesn't matter. He should say thank you. These are the funny norms that we have, so many of them, and sometimes you miss the point. Sometimes you miss the point because the whole thing becomes so mechanical. It is not mechanical. If you say thank you, it's a way of just even expression, your smile, just a gesture can say that you are thankful to people for what they have done. But it is a norm which is created since long, They have dropped out so many things, like they have dropped out their tailcoats, everything. And I think too much thanking and too much feeling sorry should be dropped out. Either you go to the left or to the right. So the best thing now is, if somebody does something for you, all right, just a smile. Sometimes say thank you, all right. But not all the time teaching us, did you say thank you? Like one child told me, I don't want to go to their house. I said, why? Because I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all the time. So children also somehow or other find it's very artificial. It becomes a lip service. And this lip service can go anywhere, and people start feeling very sorry for things like, I didn't send a Christmas card, so they feel sorry. Christmas card is not important. We must see why we have to send a Christmas card. Is to wish this person. Do you have that in your heart? Did you feel that from your heart? Once you start feeling from your heart, then you will never catch your left vision. It's a very superficial way of avoiding the mistakes you have made. Now supposing I have not done something which I should have done. Sometimes it happens. And I feel it in my heart, Just feel it. I should have done it. And if I have not done it, then it gets corrected. Not only that, but for a Sahaja it works. So to feel it in your heart, otherwise whatever is superficial, you shouldn't worry. You shouldn't worry, you are all yogis. You must know you are all saints now. So you don't have to worry about small things. Even if you slap someone is all right. If it is necessary, you can slap people. There were yogis who used to throw stones at others just to save themselves from their boredom, from their aggression. So it's all right. You are all saints. So saints can do that way. I read a very nice story about a king who was a monk. You see, he had to become a king. He didn't want to be a monk. He didn't want to be a king because he said, I am a saintly person, I don't want. He was a saint. But he was made, he was forced to become because there was no one, everybody was very happy, and he gave all permission to do whatever they liked. But the grandees of that place, all the people who were holding the courts and all that became very powerful because he was a very mild person and very kindly person, and they just exploited all the villagers, and they exploited all the poor people and all the farmers, and everybody took away all their things, and they looted them, tortured them, and troubled their women, and did all kinds of monstrous things to his subject. But then he was told about it. Then he thought that now I am sitting as a king here, and though I am a saint, as a saint I have a duty to perform. So he made a very nice plot, you see, got very good people, handful of people who were very, very close to him and on whom he can depend. And he called all these grandees for a court and told them not to bring any weapons on them, and then cut everybody's neck there, everybody. He was a saint, though he cut everybody's neck, because these people were horrid. To punish them was his job, and he did it without feeling guilty, without catching on the left vision. So whatever has to be done, has to be done. There's nothing to be sorry about. You don't have to be sorry at all. But whatever you feel, and if it is not expressed, that feeling properly, then you have to feel it in your heart so that it acts and works. This is, of course, for left Vishuddhi. But one thing we have to ask ourselves, how do we get rid of our left Vishuddhi? And when you start asking this question, why have I got left Vishuddhi? It is the surplus of your ego, as I have told. So try to watch what you have done. Try to see what you have said. Why did you do it? And then face it. And next time don't do it. So you won't have the guilt. Because guilt is nothing but a stored up mistakes. And like going to a priest and saying, I'm sorry, I did this, I did that. And again doing the same thing. It amounts to the same. Because then you don't correct yourself. I think open the windows will be better. This one. I'll make it quite warm for you. Thank you. I am also English, I must say thank you. So this amounts to one thing, to understand what mistakes you have committed, what your ego wants to feel bad about it, and then do not store it up, face it up and never do it again. Just be determined, I will not do it again, that's all. You have to just say, I will not do it again, whatever it is. Face up to it and say that I will not do it again. That's the best way you can manage your left Vishuddhi. Another thing is the announcement. If you use your left Vishuddhi for announcement, there cannot be any guilt. Without feeling any guilt, without feeling nervous, without feeling funny about it, you have to go on telling about it. It works very well. We need not be now any more afraid. Now I've been in this country 14 years, working in the West for 14 years, you can talk about it very freely. Today's only they gave me an example of that the musicians were coming, and while coming, one of them happened to go earlier, and they asked them, why are you going to London? They said, we are going to sing devotional songs to Shri Mataji. Who is Shri Mataji? He showed my photograph, finished. He never asked them for anything, didn't ask for their passport, didn't check them or anything. Another thing was when they came and the customs people were there, and they asked, where are you singing, where are you fixed? They said, we are not fixed anywhere. We are just going to sing our musical songs, our musical devotion for Mother, and we are going to sing songs to her, to Mataji Nirmala Devi. The fellow, who was an Englishman, in Hindi he said, "Theek hai, theek hai." So these things, announcement helps a lot. For example, wearing a badge or wearing a necklace like that or a ring itself is an announcement that you have found out the truth. And then, not only that, but also, if you want, you should sometimes start wearing a sari. Doesn't matter. Sometimes kurta pajama, doesn't matter on the streets. If you walk about, people will know. Now, some say that if you wear these things, then Mother has said, no, I never said so, that you cannot wear. If you like, you can wear, but there's a freedom to you. If you want, you can wear it, or if you don't want, you need not wear. But the trouble is, sometimes, like these Hare Rama, Hare Krishna women, and they used to wear these dresses and go about, but they were dirty, filthy, unwashed women. In a proper traditional way, if you wear saris, people will appreciate, definitely. Why not? They would like to see you in that saris. If you want, you can wear it. It will be a good idea for you to go about. There's no harm in wearing saris. I think it's a very decent dress and makes a woman looks like a woman much more than pants and those jeans and things like that. So it doesn't matter. But then don't feel guilty with it. If you want to wear it with daring and with courage. Be a brave person. So only the brave people can get rid of their left Vishuddhi. Because you are brave, you are doing it. That's a culture that has to come. We like the saris, we'll wear. If we like the kurta pajamas now in this heat, to wear a three-piece suit. Is it good? But you'll wear three-piece suit with a tie, a perspiring. In India especially, I don't understand how the English can manage with the dress of England. Wearing three-piece suits and with the ties. All right, some people can, but not all. Those who feel very cold can manage, but not everybody cannot do it. So why should you wear these dresses which are not suitable for them? But that doesn't mean in India I have seen people be wearing some sort of a so-called short and so-called short on top and moving about. That's stupid because it is indecent. So we cannot wear indecent dresses. We have to wear decent dresses, but which are comfortable and decent. There is nothing like we are English, we are Indian, we are this. We are all universal beings. And once you accept this, suddenly you jump into the state of collective consciousness, into the state of Virat. Once Virat opens out, left Vishuddhi is finished. If you are a part and parcel of the Virat, how can you make mistakes? How can you be guilty? Because it is the Virat who takes over. He is the one. Supposing now in your hand something goes wrong, you don't blame your hand for it. What you blame is the body. The body has the problem. And the body has to look after. The body takes over. It comes, repairs, looks after, circulates, whatever it is, pains or whatever it is, the suggestion comes from the whole body. It's not that the only finger starts feeling guilty. It's the whole body. In the same way, once you jump into that state of Virat, into the state where you feel I am a part and parcel of the whole, Vishuddhi should drop out. Left Vishuddhi should completely drop out. It has no place. It has no place. How can you alone feel guilty when you are part and parcel of the whole? What's the logic? You cannot feel guilty. If you are part and parcel of the whole, then the whole takes over. And this is where you can cut down your left Vishuddhi very well. So now we have to come to a point where we have to see what is our destiny. Saj Yogis have their destinies. Have you fulfilled your destiny? You have not come to Saj Yoga out of some sort of a fashion. You have not come to Saj Yoga out of some sort of a fan of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. No. You have come here to be saints. All right. And then, what is your destiny? Destiny is to become part and parcel of the whole. Have you become part and parcel of the whole? The collectivity part. You still are involved, supposing, into your own problems. I should have said this to my wife, to my children, to my house. Then you are not part and parcel of it. But if you just think of other people who are Saj Yogis, how nice they are all my brothers and sisters, we belong to one family, we have to be together, it's all one. Then what happens? The whole petty idea of feeling guilty and all that disappears into thin air. It's like one drop of something getting into the ocean. God knows where it has gone. It has become such a small speck of a stuff that you don't even see, don't even feel it what it is. So what one has to understand that we have to fulfill our destiny. And what is our destiny is? Our destiny is to become part and parcel of the whole. And that's how Vishnumaya asserts herself, shines and announces. When you have become part and parcel of the whole, what is there to feel shy to tell about it? We are saints. Of course we are. Are you saints? Yes, we are. You have to talk about Saj Yoga, I have to talk about me in a very open manner, not to feel shy about it. We have had sort of processions and all that in India, but here we dare not have any procession. In England, out of question, you see, I don't know, people feel very shy about it to have a procession, but supposing you have a procession, then what happens? Then you are just on the television as soon as you have a procession. To bring yourself on the procession, you have to announce and make it a collective effort to announce, then you are. But I would say we have to wait for 1 or 2 years more, at the most 1 year more, and then we have to go ahead with demonstrations, with telling people, announcing it, talking about it. This is what is Vishnumaya. And if you start thinking tonight that what you are going to do about it, your left Vishuddhi will be clear now. So much so that I become deaf on my left ear, the way you people are sometimes feel guilty about it. Now don't feel guilty that we have not fulfilled our destiny. That's the trouble. Think about it positively. You see, when you feel guilty, you don't think about it positively, what I should have done, what I should have looked after, how I should have gone about it, how I should have gone further. So these things are very important to understand, that if you have to fulfill your destiny, first and foremost thing is you must think about it and understand about it, that what is your destiny? What have you to become? Because now you are Sahajogi, you have got powers, even if you are caught up, whatever may be wrong, you can give realizations to others, you can do lots of marvels, you can show lots of creditable things that are never done. People can see for yourself that they are themselves, that they see that yourself is something, a magical box, that it can create so many things. It's true. But that is not your destiny. The destiny is to become part and parcel of the whole. That's your destiny, and to be effective much more as a part and parcel of the whole. For that, first thing you should start is an announcement. I was sorry to hear that when they wanted to have a program and all that to be done, only few people were there putting the posters. There should be some method in England, especially. England is a very place where people are very sort of, because it's an island, you see, they also have their islands of their own. Everybody has an island, I find here. And they live in an island of their own. My family, my house, my books, my this, my that. So they live in an island. Now, if you tell them that we are having this problem, oh, I have no time, I'm sorry, very busy, or something like that, then they feel guilty. Oh, I should have gone, after all this and this. Now, you have joined a movement, a kind of a divine upsurge, which has to work out emancipation of the whole of humanity. Now, you cannot have such a mediocre effort, and because of that you suffer everywhere. All those countries where people have taken a very great step forward have achieved every way. They have got money, they have got everything with them, but still if you are worried about this and worried about that, then what happens? That your progress is stopped, in a way, deterred. So I would request you not to worry about anything. Just think, I have to become part and parcel of the whole. That's why last time I requested all the women to give up this idea of possessing the husband, possessing the children, possessing this, possessing that. They don't have to possess anyone. What they have to do is to see that they do not get possessed with such funny ideas, and do not try to destroy the collectivity. So the collectivity has to be brought in such a way that people do feel the oneness within themselves and feel that they are all together, living together as part and parcel of the whole. For example, now this finger does some this finger gets hurt or something. This finger doesn't go and say, I'm sorry, does it? Or say by mistake, you see, this hand hits this one. It won't say, I'm sorry I hit you. Because who is the other to say the sorry? Who is the other for whom to feel guilty? We are all one. So what is there to say sorry? There is no foreigner within us. We are all together. And this is how one has to realize that there is nothing to feel sorry or anything. I never send any cards to anyone, to be very frank. Cards or flowers, to be very frank. Because I have no guru and I have no Mataji to send flowers. If I had somebody, I would have sent, but I have no one. Whom should I send? Now, they are all mine, so why should I send it to them? They are part and parcel of my being. So why should I send this to them? But I can nourish them. I give them presents because they are part and parcel of my being. So I just give them presents because, you see, like the heart will nourish some parts of the body, the head will nourish some parts of the body, or will do some function of nourishment. In the same way, one can is to give presents to each other. Think about it. Small things I have told you to think about. how to do it. Sometimes so, like once I was singing one song in Marathi, and it was left there and there. For some time, I didn't know how they picked it up from somewhere. One day I was just sitting like this and they started the song. And tears started rolling my eyes. I said, look at them. How thoughtful of them to know about that I like this song and this. But when you are not part and parcel of the whole, you can make a tremendous mistakes in also pleasing other people. The example of that is like this. I've been to Sastrar Puja. In the Sastrar Puja, there was a lady in charge of me. She was little, I must say, I don't know what to say. But for 2.5 days, she gave me nothing to eat but mozzarella cheese. Morning mozzarella cheese, those daytime mozzarellas, evening mozzarella. I said, must be they are running short of money. That's why there's no food in there. So I never did anything. I was just eating nicely, but I'm not bothered. Then somebody came and told me, oh, what a choice we have here, eh? You have a choice? Yes, lots of things for eating. I said, oh God, I've been eating only mozzarella. So they said that, no, they told me that you like mozzarella. All right, I like mozzarella, doesn't mean that I don't eat anything else. So this kind of understanding shows what? Shows that you have not understood me at all. You have not seen me. Partially you know that once I said, all right, I like mozzarella. So only mozzarella. But what I would say that, you see, that to understand me, you must know that, to study me, to understand me, what mother is, what she likes, what she does. If you really want, I mean, I like practically everything. I eat everything. I have no choice of food or anything, no choice of anything. I like English music, Western music, I like even some pop music. I like every sort of thing. I mean, whichever is good, which has good vibrations, I like everything. I don't make fuss about things, but to say that mother likes this, see, and they just stick on to that point, shows that they are not collective. Collective is to understand me fully. Supposing there is a problem here, so all the blood cells know there is a problem here. They all know about it. They know about the whole body. They just don't know about that particular cell. In the same way, if you know just particularly about with this aspect, that aspect, then I will be starving myself, I think. So to try to understand in all aspects, and for that I think the best way is to know the 1,000 names of the goddess. She is very kind. She is Shanta Mudra. She is absolutely a tranquility, peace. On the other side, she is Raudra. She is the one who can kill people. She can finish people. She is absolutely wrathful. It's true. I accept. It's so. But it is so. So it is so. But you must understand my in full ways. If you just understand in my one side, for example, if you just understand me to be a very mild, compassionate, forgiving mother, then you are sadly mistaken, because you might have to pay for something that is very wrong. You are doing to Saj Yoga, you are doing to your brothers and sisters, maybe doing to yourself, or maybe to me. So the other side will definitely punish you. So must know there are many facets to Saj Yoga, and all these facets are to be understood properly. And many people in the Saj Yoga thing also feel guilty. Like now, supposing while sitting before me, they'll start giving bandhan. Alright. I'll say, don't give bandhan when I'm sitting there. Then they feel guilty. Try to understand the essence of everything. You have to go deeper into a subtler understanding. Then you will not have this problem of Vishnumaya. The subtler understanding should be that we have to see with our discretion, divine discretion, whatever is right and whatever is wrong. We don't have to judge it mentally. That's why I've seen people, they sit down for meditation for 3 hours. What is the need? 10 minutes is sufficient. But the thing is, when they don't understand the subtleties of Saj Yoga, they behave in such a funny, gross, maddening manner that even there have been people who have been reporting and saying that Surge Yoga is a thing that makes people mad. They start behaving in a funny manner, they do funny actions and all that. So all the subtleties of Surge Yoga is to be understood. This is how you will become the part and parcel of the whole. The subtleties of Surge Yoga. There are many who do not know even what are the chakras on the feet are. They do not know what is the way one has to behave in Surge Yoga so that we express our maximum love. There are ways of handling things. If you really accept that you have to be a subtler being, you'll be surprised, you'll be endowed with such capacities that you can handle any number of people, any time, any nationality, and you'll know everything about it. Because subtlety means you go to the essences of everything. If you go to the essence of everything, then you start seeing what is built on the essence. It's very easy to deal with a person if you see the essence of everything. So, for Surge Yoga, it is important to know that left Vishuddhi is just avoiding the subject. You are not facing it. Secondly, you cannot go to the subtler thing. Another thing which catches left Vishuddhi is, of course, smoking, as you know, drugs, and also tobacco is very bad for left Vishuddhi. But the worst of all in the left Vishuddhi is the mantras given by wrong gurus. Because that's the essence. Mantras are the essence of what one says. So what happens to you that if your left Vishuddhi is not alright, even if you say mantras, they are not effective. Whatever mantras you say with your left Vishuddhi are still half-baked, are not fully vibrating because of left Vishuddhi problem. But if you say mantras without the left Vishuddhi problem, then the mantras become absolutely complete or most effective, or as you say, that Purnatva is completion. It has the full effect. Now don't do that. Hello? Please keep it. All that. Why are you playing Nanaka? You are supposed to be Nanaka, not to do all these things. You are Surjogis. Alright? You have to behave yourself. Now this is the third time I am telling you. Alright? You are a Surjogi. All of you are Surjogis, and you are all, you too, you are all Surjogis, and you have to behave like Surjogis. You can't behave like other stupid children, can you? So, this is one thing is to see that you make everyone understand that we are all collectively bound, and then you won't feel hurting anyone or troubling anyone or saying anything bad. But if you are not collectively conscious, then you will do it. You will do it. You will hurt others, you will torture others, you will take advantage of them, you might exploit them, you might do anything. But if you know you are part and parcel of the whole, if you know in the sense, if you know on your central nervous system, when it becomes part and parcel of your being, that it is a sort of a awareness within you, which makes you feel that you are part and parcel of the whole, you cannot commit mistakes, and then you don't feel guilty. So, today is the day of a very big relationship between brother and sister, where a sister never feels guilty and brother never feels guilty. Sister and brother should never feel guilty among themselves, and they should always openly tell whatever they think wrong or whatever they think is right. There is no harm. A sister can always go and correct the brother, and the brother can always come and correct the sister. This is the relationship in which nobody should feel hurt and bad, because this is the purest relationship that you could think of. As mother, if she tells something, the difference of age is so much that you may not understand. Maybe if the father says something, the children may not understand, but the difference of age is too much. And also the norms that we have created of saying that there's a generation gap and all this nonsense, that is also in the head. But supposing a brother and sister, if they, between themselves, understand Surge Yoga, they have every right to say whatever is wrong between them and work it out, not to put it as a guilt. But now with Rakhi sister is even better. Now with Rakhi sister we have established a beautiful atmosphere that somebody who is a brother, you cannot have any funny relationship with that person. It kills all your flirtations, all your funny relationships that one develops, all kinds of marriage breaking problems and people going astray. Once you have understood the principle that we have to settle ourselves on very holy relationship with each other, this is the way in Sahaja Yoga we establish that holy relationship. And moreover, one has to see that this holy relationship gives you joy, happiness and pleasure. It is not just a holy relationship of some force or some sort of a thing. Even if you cannot give anything to your sister or the brother cannot do anything for the sister, doesn't matter. The relationship is in the heart and is felt very much, and when you feel it, that relationship, that sweetness of purity, of holiness flows. I know of some people who have sacrificed such a lot for the brothers and so much for the sisters also. So one has to understand this relationship is to be kept very clean, beautiful and absolutely open. There should be no formality in it, that a brother should go and say, I'm sorry, the sister should say, I'm sorry. You have to be open and tell. They should never feel bad about your brother and sister. But it can be the other way around. I have seen people like, there was a Bhutish woman who turned out to be very Bhutish, and then somebody said, but she is my Rakhi sister. So what? As soon as she becomes Bhutish, there's no Rakhi. Impurity. Any impurity walking, no Rakhi anymore. Finished. That's broken, long time back. You have to have pure relationships of pure personality. You cannot have impure personalities. And then I must have a weakness for the... It has created lots of problems for me in America, this Rakhi sister business. You see, she's the Rakhi sister of that, and this Rakhi sister just started creating a kind of a problem of, we can say, intrigue. And she started to her Rakhi brothers, and all Rakhi brothers joined in that intrigue. It should not in any way cover your discretion. That's why the discretion stands in between. To understand if Rakhi sister is telling you something, is it going against Sahaja Yoga or for Sahaja Yoga? That discretion is in between. Before you go to this point, you have a discretion here to see for yourself that this Rakhi relationship has to be nourishing, supporting, helping Sahaja Yoga. Other than that, it doesn't exist. We are brothers and sisters in Sahaja Yoga. Anything that breaks it, there's no relationship at all. Anyway, if you understand this simple thing, I think we have done a good job today. May God bless.